Hey everyone, welcome back to The Explainer. Today, we are unpacking the story of a company that has, quite honestly, quietly positioned itself as one of the most closely watched players in India's pharmaceutical sector. But real quick, before we jump in, just a standard reminder that this is for educational purposes only. It's not financial advice. Always do your own research or chat with a pro before investing, since, markets carry risks. Okay, with that out of the way, let's dive right into this. We are looking at Alivus Life Sciences. Their quiet rise as an API and CDMO manufacturer is rapidly becoming an absolute must-watch story in the global pharma landscape.
So if the name Alivus Life Sciences doesn't ring a bell right off the bat, there's a good reason for that. It's because they were formerly known as Glenmark Life Sciences. But listen, this is so much more than just slapping a fresh coat of paint and a new logo on the building. This represents a massive, absolutely crucial transition. The company has entered a completely new phase after coming under the ownership of the Nirma Group. They've essentially shed their old identity, stepping right out from the shadows of their former parent company to stand entirely on their own 2 feet.
And this whole transition really fundamentally changes how we need to look at them. We kind of have to wipe the slate clean and contrast the old perception with the new reality. Previously, the market viewed them pretty narrowly, basically just as a pharma subsidiary whose main job was supplying APIs back to Glenmark. But today, the reality is entirely different. Investors are now looking at a standalone, Nirma-backed CDMO with serious long-term expansion potential. They are putting real capital into growth. A huge highlight here is their state-of-the-art research and development center in Taloja. That facility is entirely geared up to drive future product development and complex process innovation, allowing them to expand their catalog way beyond what they're currently offering.
So here is our roadmap for today's explainer. First, a new pharma powerhouse. Second, APIs and CDMOs explained. Third, the China +1 shift. Fourth, inside the financial scorecard. And finally, risks and roadblocks ahead.
All right, let's kick things off with Section 1, APIs and CDMOs explained.
To really get what Alivus does, you have to understand the API, or the active pharmaceutical ingredient. It sounds super technical, but let's just break it down with a simple baking analogy. Think about baking a loaf of bread. You've got your flour, your water, your salt, right? But the yeast is the specialized ingredient that actually makes the bread rise. In the pharmaceutical world, the API is that yeast. It's the core chemical component that actually produces the health effect in a medicine. Literally, without the API, that pill you just swallowed does absolutely nothing. So Alivus manufactures these essential, highly complex chemical ingredients for pharmaceutical brands all over the world.
But what's really fascinating here is the specific kind of APIs they focus on. They aren't out there just mass-producing cheap, basic commodities. Instead, Alivus plays it smart. They focus their production on high-value chronic therapies. We're talking about things like cardiovascular treatments, diabetes medicines, central nervous system therapies, and pain management. These are incredibly complex formulations that require absolute precision to manufacture. And what does that mean for the business? It means they command higher margins and face way less intense pricing pressure compared to your basic, run-of-the-mill, over-the-counter drug ingredients.
And here's the kicker. They aren't just making ingredients. They also operate as a CDMO, which stands for Contract Development and Manufacturing Organization. Let's go back to our food analogy for a second. Imagine a massive global pharma brand wants to launch a brand new medicine. Instead of spending billions building their own new factories, they just hire Alivus. Alivus steps in as the master chef to help develop that highly complex recipe, which is the process development phase. Then they provide the massive commercial kitchen, which is the contract manufacturing part. And finally, they ensure that the recipe tastes exactly the same whether you're making 10 pills or 10 million pills, which is the product scaling. This CDMO model is an absolutely fantastic business strategy because it creates really sticky, long-term relationships with customers and drives significantly better profit margins.
Moving right along, Section 2, the China +1 shift.
Now, this concept perfectly captures a massive macroeconomic trend you've probably been hearing about, the China +1 strategy. In everyday terms, global pharma companies basically woke up recently and realized they had left almost all their eggs in one single basket with Chinese manufacturing. After all the global supply chain disruptions we've seen over the last few years, they are urgently trying to build backup pantries. They're not leaving China entirely, not at all, but they are absolutely adding a +1, and more often than not, that +1 happens to be India.
And Alivus, well, they are perfectly positioned to capitalize on this massive shift. You might be wondering, why them? Well, you can't just hand over complex drug manufacturing to any random factory. Alivus brings a pristine regulatory presence to the table, with flawless filings across key global markets. This is absolutely crucial because in this industry, a single compliance mistake can shut down an entire supply chain overnight.
Combine that with their deep experience in complex chemistry, their existing relationships with global heavyweights, and that laser focus on non-commoditized products we just talked about, and boom, they are exactly the reliable backup pantry that these global brands are desperately searching for.
All right, let's look at the numbers. Section 3, inside the financial scorecard.
I really want you to focus on this number right here, 0. Despite all their recent expansion, the rebranding, and the new R&D facilities, Alivus remains effectively debt-free. Absolutely zero debt. And it gets better. They're sitting on a massive war chest of over 780 crore rupees in cash and short-term investments. That gives them incredible financial flexibility. If they suddenly need to build a new facility to keep up with surging CDMO demand, they have the cash ready to deploy without having to borrow at today's high interest rates. It's a huge advantage. And then we have this absolute beauty of a metric, 33.6%. That is their EBITDA margin for the 2026 financial year. And that represents an expansion of roughly 360 basis points year over year. This is a huge proof point for the company. It proves that their strategy, focusing on those specialized, non-commodity APIs and scaling up their MasterChef CDMO operations, is actually working in the real world. It's driving incredibly impressive profitability, fueled specifically by that high-value product mix and increasing volumes in their CDMO contracts. When we zoom out and look at the broader FY26 highlights, the top line and bottom line growth is super solid. They pulled in revenue of 2,551.83 crore rupees, which is almost a 7% jump year on year. But here's the really impressive part. Their net profit jumped over 16% to 564.48 crore. Why does that matter? Because when your profit is growing significantly faster than your overall revenue, it's the ultimate proof that your margin expansion and product mix strategies are being executed beautifully.
And the stability here is just undeniable when you dig into the fourth quarter data. They finished the year strong with 689 crore rupees in Q4 sales, maintaining a very consistent operating profit. Alongside that financial stability, their ownership structure is rock solid too. The promoter holding sits firmly at almost 75%. Sure, you'll see a little bit of shuffling among institutional investors, which is normal, but the core ownership backing this newly independent entity is completely stable, even with all the broader volatility we often see in the global pharma sector.
Okay, reality check time. Let's move to Section 4, risks and roadblocks ahead.
As great as all this sounds, pharmaceutical manufacturing is an incredibly strict, highly regulated industry, and Alivus definitely faces some significant risks. For starters, there is constant global pricing pressure on APIs, especially as Chinese competitors try aggressively to win back the market share they've lost. Then there's compliance. A single regulatory failure at any of their facilities could literally halt their exports overnight. They've also got to navigate unpredictable currency fluctuations. And quite frankly, scaling up a complex CDMO business requires flawless day-to-day execution. Keeping those high 33% margins intact is going to be a tough, continuous battle for management.
Which brings us to the ultimate question we all have to ask. Can Alivus actually sustain these high margins and successfully execute its CDMO expansion as a newly independent entity in the coming quarters? Look, they've got the cash, they are perfectly aligned with massive macro tailwinds, and they have the state-of-the-art R&D capabilities. Now, it all comes down to execution. I'd love to know your thoughts on this. Is this a turnaround story you're buying into? Let me know in the comments. And if you found this explainer helpful in breaking down the incredibly complex world of pharma manufacturing, please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and drop a comment with the name of the next company you want us to unpack. Until next time, keep learning.